Welcome back to NC Craps. Today we're wrapping up the Triple Threat Strategy series with Triple Threat Charlie. We've already tested Alpha, our high roller strategy, and Bravo, our balanced approach. Now it's time to see if Charlie can compete with a much smaller initial investment while still taking advantage of hot shooters. Let's take a look. Charlie is designed for players who want significantly less exposure while still having the opportunity to capitalize on a long roll. Instead of risking over $700 or $800 across the layout, we're starting with just $480 across. Phase 1. Attack. We begin with a $25 pass line bet and a 5-10-5 ATS wager. Once a point is established, we're placing $480 across. This gives us action on every box number, while our initial investment much lower than Alpha or Bravo. Phase 2, regression. After the very first hit, we're immediately pulling all of the bets down. We then regress to 110 inside. That means $25 on the 5, $30 on the 6, $30 on the 8, and $25 on the 9. By reducing our exposure this quickly, we're allowing the casino's money to begin working for us. Phase 3, expand the layout. Now Charlie begins to separate itself from Alpha and Bravo. Instead of placing every number immediately, we're going to rebuild the outside numbers using profits. If the 5 or 6 hits, we're going to buy the 4 for 25. If the 8 or 9 hits, we're going to buy the 10 for 25. Instead of risking that money up front, we're letting winning rolls pay for the outside action. Phase 4, recover. Once both outside numbers are working, we're simply collecting. Our goal is to recover at least $160 before moving to the next phase. At this point, we've dramatically reduced our overall risk. Phase 5, odds and power press or press. After collecting our target amount, we'll remove the point number from the layout and convert those funds into pass line odds. We'll use $50 odds on the 4, 5, 9, and 10, $75 odds on the 6 and 8. Once the odds are established, we begin power pressing, or you can just press. Our objective is to build every number to at least the black chip, $100 level before switching into collection mode. Charlie is designed for players who value bankroll preservation without giving up the opportunity to profit from long rolls. It has the smallest starting investment of the Triple Threat series. Now, we're going to proceed with the live roll, so let's head to the table and see how Triple Threat Charlie works for us. Okay, it's time to start with the live roll. So let's start out with our $25 pass, our 5, 10, 5 on the ATS. And we'll get us a couple of dice here. Let's use the 4s. All right, and we're coming out. And we got us a 5, 3, 8. So the point's going to be an 8. Let's get that up on the roll tracker here. All right, we got to mark the 8. And we're going to come out with $480 across. So we'll drop $480. That'll be 75 on the 4, 75 on the 5, 75 on the 9, 75 on the 10, and 90 on the 6, and 90 on the 8. I forgot to tell you, we're starting out with a $1,500 bankroll, much like we did on the other two strategies. All right. So here we go, 6, 5, 6, 5. And we got a 4, 3, 7 out. All right, so this is what we don't like to see, because this right here hurts us. This is why you got to have a bankroll. So all this loses. All right. All right. So our second shooter. All right, so we got to go back out with a $25 pass line and a 5, 10, 5, 5, 10, 5 on the ATS. All right, let's get us some dice. All right, we're going to use the 3s, and we're coming out. PSOs never help us. All right, we're going to have a point of 10. It's a hard 10. So let's mark the 10. And 480. Throw the dealer $480. And that'll be 75 on the 4, 75 on the 5, 90 on the 6, 90 on the 8, 75 on the 9, and 75 on the 10. All right. 6, 5, 6, 5. We got us a hard 10, so that 75 is going to pay us 105. And then we'll get paid $25 on the pass. Let's put that in the roll tracker. All right, and put that in the rack here. All right, and we're coming out. Got to get us another point again. So 6, 5, 6, 5. And we got us a 6, 4, 10. So keep the puck right where it's at. So 10's our point again. All right. 6, 5, 6, 5. 5, 4, 9, 75 is going to pay us 105. All right, and so what we'll do, we got to mark Let's mark the 9. All right, so we'll bring all of our bets down. Bring all our bets down. And we're going to need to throw in another nickel because we want to come back out 110 on the inside. So that's 25 on the 5, $30 on the 6 and 8, and 25 on the 9. Now, like we said, if the 5 or 6 hits, we're gonna buy the 4. 8 or 9 hit, we'll buy the 10. So 6, 5, 6, 5. And there's a hard 6, so that'll pay us 35. And we'll mark the 6, rack the 10. Six, 5, 6, 5. Six, 5, yo. 11. Oh, we forgot to mark that 6. All right, and so we just hit a 6, 5, yo. All right, so 6, 5, 6, 5. Five, 3, 8. All right, so that'll pay us $35. Mark the 8. Let's not forget to put that in the roll tracker this time. All right, and since we hit an 8, we'll buy the 10. And in some, depending on which casino you're in, you may have to pay the VIG up front or you pay the VIG on the win. We're doing it where you pay the VIG on the win. Unfortunately, that's not the way they handle it over here on the East Coast, but that's the way they do it in Vegas, so that's what we're going to do here. All right. So we're coming out 6, 5, 6, 5. Six, 4, 10. That's a point hit. And that 10 is going to pay us 50 for 1. We'll throw in a nickel, get $4 change. So that pays us 50 for 1. And that was a point hit. All right. So we're coming back out, set up another point. 6, 5, 6, 5. This is the phase where we want to get to $160. Hard 8. So 8 will be our point. You can work your bets if you want. I would not recommend it, but you can work your bets on the come out if you really want to. All right. 6, 5, 6, 5. Three, 2, 5. Mark the 5. All right, and that 5 is going to pay us 35. So right now we're at $80 collected. We want to do a 6-5, 6-5. Like I said, you can throw whatever dice set you like best. 3, 2, 5. So that 5 is going to pay us 35. So we're up to 120 now. Three, 2. 6-5, 6-5. 6, 3, 9. At 9 pays us 35. So now we're at 155. So we need to get one more hit, and we'll be ready to progress on to the next phase. Six, 5, 6, 5. 6, 3, 9. 9 pays us 35. Now we've got over $160 collected. So now we're going to move into the power press or pressing. Like I say, you can press, you can just do a regular press or you can power press. It's purely up to you on what you want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to power press. Just because I think you get there quicker. You get to that $100 or black chip level a lot quicker if you're power pressing. But you got to be real careful doing that as well, because you're having to throw money in with the winnings. All right, and that's a hard 10. So that pays us 50 for 1. And what we'll do is we'll press the 4 and 10. You can either press the 4 and the 10, or you can just do, well, all right, so let's not do that. We'll come out, we'll press the 10 to 75. So we'll take all of our winnings and move it straight to the 10. All right, 6, 5, 6, 5. And that'll be aces. Spot and a dot. That's good for the bonus. All right, 6, 5, 6, 5. 3, 2, 5. So that 5 pays us 35. We'll take and throw in 15 to take that to 75. Three, 1, 4. 4. We'll pay 50 for 1. Take it to 75. And then we'll do another 6-5, 6-5. And there's our 5-2-7 out. All right, so that was our second shooter. And like I say, we're doing 2 shooters per strategy. So all this loses. All this comes down. All right, now let's count up where we're at and see what we got here. I got a mess right here in my rack, so give me just a second so I can clean up my rack a little bit. I have a feeling this one was a little bit of a loser. All right, so let's count it up here. All right, so that's 5, 1,000, 11, 12, 25, 35, 30. Whoop. Oh, I had another nickel in the rack here. So there's 1,000, 1,200, 25, 42. So 1,242. So that did lose us a little bit. Like I say, when you have that 0.7 out, that'll kill you every time. Which is the reason why you need to have a good bankroll to start. Now, for my personal opinion, if I were walking into the casino today, my choice would probably be Bravo. Here's why. I like the aggressive nature and the ability to get in and out quick and start pressing early. You don't necessarily have to have as long a roll with Bravo as you do with Charlie. Charlie, you do have to have somebody who's going to roll for quite a while, because you have to, once you have your initial bet and you regress, you're only going to regress into 110 inside. So then you got to build out the 4 and 10. And because of the fact that you're having to build that 4 and 10, and then you start getting into collecting money, your exposure, so you're exposed for the 7, and you know, one every 6 times you're supposed to get a 7. So that's why I would choose Bravo. But now I'd love to know what you think. Which triple threat strategy would you choose? Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie? Let me know in the comments below. In our next video, we will look at the results of all 3 of these to see how they did side by side. Now, if you enjoyed this series, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching NC Craps, and as always, let's roll.